Morning everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great because the Ghost of Tsushima PC port, let me tell you man, it just keeps getting better. Because first of all, it finally got announced. When was it, like a month ago or something it got announced? And besides God of War Ragnarok, Ghost of Tsushima was pretty much the last big PlayStation title I was waiting to be ported to PC. Besides obviously Bloodborne, but at this point, let's just say at this point, I'm more likely to get a girlfriend than Bloodborne is to get ported to PC. But who knows, maybe we just have to wait 9 more years. Either way, the point is the Ghost of Tsushima PC port keeps getting better because PlayStation have officially announced that they are creating an official PlayStation overlay for PC games, and they're going to be adding PlayStation trophy support. Kinda like how Xbox does it, you know, if you hit Windows key G, you get the Xbox overlay, and then if you're playing the game on the Xbox app, you'll get the Xbox achievements. They're doing that now, and they're not even like separating the trophies into a different category or anything. These PC trophies will factor into the total trophies on PlayStation 4 and 5 as well. And unsurprisingly, the ponies have gone absolutely ballistic. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure the whole trophy thing was the last exclusive thing that PlayStation had. I mean, PC has full DualSense support. It has most of the games. I kind of feel like Thanos saying this, but honestly, day and date is inevitable. And honestly, I would not be surprised if they went back to their previous games and updated them to include trophies as well. So yeah, it's really exciting. But what's even more exciting is the fact that I have discovered one of my new favorite places to farm content outside of YouTube, that being the PlayStation blog. Because anytime there is a PC announcement on the PlayStation blog, the ponies all flock there and go ballistic. And the best part is it helps me avoid having to go to Twitter. So yeah, anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's go ahead and get right into this. I hope you'll separate the trophies with some PC labels or logos. Otherwise, we will be plagued with cheated platinum trophies earned in 1 second on PC. There's awful lot of cheaters there. Don't let them destroy PSN trophies too. Yes, the classic everybody on PC cheats. You know what, guys? He's absolutely right. My plan is to spend $60 on this game and then just cheat to unlock all the trophies. Why would I do this? Because this guy said I would. I refuse to believe that people still unironically think that this many people cheat on PC, let alone for trophies. Let's do a bit of critical thinking for a second. I know it's very difficult, but let's give it a shot. If that many people truly were cheating to just get all the achievements on PC, then wouldn't almost every achievement on almost every Steam game have very high completion rates? You would think so, but that's just not the case. Go to almost any game on Steam with achievements, I guarantee there's gonna be at least 1 or 2 achievements that have less than a 5% completion rating. But even putting all that aside, why do you care so much? Oh no, the cheated trophies will count with the rest of the PlayStation gamers. How terrible. This is truly an Avengers level threat. Like seriously, how would PC gamers cheating to get trophies destroy PSN trophies? And again, that's assuming that most people would cheat, which most people don't. For example, I won't be. I'm probably gonna stream my entire playthrough, so I guess sub if you want to see that. Anyway, let's keep going. This game says only on PlayStation on the cover. What a worthless tag. Well, I mean, it was true for about 4 years, and now it's not true anymore, so the tag's probably gonna get removed. Also, does anybody else find it funny that this dude has a Tifa profile picture? And, you know, FF7 Remake is on PC as well, and FF7 Rebirth is probably gonna come later this year or next year. Later this year is probably a bit too soon, but it probably will come next year. But damn, the salt in that statement, what a worthless tag. Have you ever been like sent a text before and you could feel like the rage behind the typing? That's exactly the vibes I get from this. Oh, what a worthless tag. You know what? I think this Star Wars clip sums it up pretty well. Liar! God, that movie was good, but Hayden's performance was a little questionable. Either way, let's continue on. Great news. For future releases, please consider having a separate trophy list for PC releases with a PC tag instead of sharing the list with the PS5, since the trophies weren't really earned on PS5. Well, you're correct. The trophies may not have been earned on PS5, but the people who earned them have PlayStation accounts and they bought and played a PlayStation game. So I really don't see an issue. Again, it's like what Xbox does with their app. You're logged into an Xbox account, you're playing an Xbox game, you get Xbox achievements. I mean, admittedly, this guy's comment is probably the tamest one we'll take a look at today. It's just kind of weird to me that you would ask for PC trophies to be listed separately. For, again, the reasons I just said, I'm not going to repeat it. But don't worry, we're jumping right from a tame one to an extreme one. Alright, just brace yourselves. This is like the 5-hour energy of salt right here. It's a small comment, but it could potentially kill you. Literally, the only holding me to PS consoles were trophies. PS is now officially dead for me, smile smiley face. The sheer passive aggressiveness of this comment is just beautiful. This guy is so mad that trophies aren't exclusive to PlayStation anymore. It's crazy. And just the jump, like, oh no, they put trophies on PC, so PlayStation is dead to you now. I mean, really, dude? This, of all things, is what made them dead to you? They've done like 100 other things that are way worse than this. But sure, this is the thing that crosses the line. And again, I'm sorry, I know I just said it, but the passive aggressiveness with that smiley face, especially since you know this guy means business, because he didn't even just do a colon and then a closing parenthesis, or a parenthesis, I don't know, whatever. He did an equal sign. The tall eyes are when you know you're in deep doo-doo. Honestly, Sony, if I were you, I would take this guy's comment as a threat. Maybe hire some extra security until the game is out on PC. Alrighty, these comments have been a bit on the shorter side, but we've got a whole paragraph next. So, as the old saying in Call of Duty goes,
shut up, clock in, and load up.
If every one of your first-party games is coming to PC in a matter of time, cheaper, not requiring an online subscription for multiplayer, and with the absolute best quality possible, now even with trophies, what is the reason to purchase your console? Expensive games that will come to PC for them to pirate? We're literally financing games for PC players to play for free, because most of them don't buy single-player games. And you guys don't even add protection like de novo to the games we pay, so it is pirated within seconds of release. I hope Sony understands about the long-term implications this will have in the hardware business. I feel like this is JTech's alt account. Like, that's the only explanation I can think of. This dude basically just used every single argument that JTech does. Oh, PC gamers don't buy single-player games, they pirate all of them. You're basically just giving them the game for free and we're financing it. You guys have no idea what you're doing and how this is gonna destroy the console. You should add de novo. Like, every single argument is one that Jay has used in a stream before. But you know what? Let's go ahead and break this down bit by bit. First of all, this happens a lot, but I love it every time it does. This guy basically admitted in the first sentence that without Sony forcing you to buy a PlayStation for specific games, there's no reason to own one. And he wants this. He wants to be forced to buy the console. That's what makes it really sad. And then we have the classic, oh, PC gamers just pirate single-player games. Despite the fact that, you know, Elden Ring and Cyberpunk, two of the biggest single-player games to come out in the last 5 years. Yeah, those sold best on PC, but I'm sure all those millions of copies were pirated. That's why Sony and all these other devs keep putting their games on PC, right? Like, are you listening to yourself? It doesn't make sense.
Think, Mark!
And then just imagine advocating for more games to have de novo added as the customer. This is what I don't get about ponies. They love anti-consumer practices. They love exclusivity. A lot of them were dead silent when Sony raised the price of PS Plus, and now they're advocating for de novo on PC. And then he says, I hope Sony understands the long-term implications of this in the hardware business. Trust me, my guy, I think between you, me, and Sony, they probably know the best what the implications are. And I'm just gonna say this now really quick before we move on. I really would love to see a source that proves that so many PC gamers pirate games. Yes, Horizon was cracked quickly, but that doesn't mean millions of people pirated it. And until I see an actual source, this clip will perfectly embody this argument.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Oh, PC trophy support now too, Sony? Trash. Sony really went the Microsoft route this gen to make their console obsolete. Hiroki Totoki is going all in with the PC support, kill your brand initiative. Only on PlayStation, only on PS5. Biggest lie ever, PC shill Sony. I wonder how many million of free sales Ghost of Tsushima support with that PlayStation overlay. Okay, first of all, why is it that half these ponies can't even form a correct sentence? Like, I'm sorry to be that guy, but like, come on, I can't be the only one noticing it. But either way, once again, we have only on PlayStation was a lie. Well, again, no, it was true for the time. The game was only on PlayStation for 4 years. It's just, now it's not. And it's hilarious to me that this guy said Sony went the Microsoft route this gen, because it immediately reminds me of the last MBG video I did, where MBG says, why would anybody follow Microsoft? Who's gonna follow Microsoft? And then he lists a bunch of reasons why people wouldn't, because they messed up a bunch of stuff 10 to 11 years ago. By the way, yes, the Xbone is almost 11 years old. Let that sink in. What's even crazier is that that's over half my lifespan. Either way, it's just hilariously ironic. Oh, who would follow Microsoft? Microsoft. I said it in the MBG video, I'll say it again here. Sony would follow Microsoft. But it's just crazy to me that these people fail to realize, they say the word brand, and they don't realize that, especially in the case of Xbox, the brand goes beyond the console. The Xbox consoles may not be doing very well, but the brand as a whole is doing well. So I fail to see how the entire Xbox brand is dead because they got rid of exclusives. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot. Xbox bad, PlayStation good. Ignore the hard numbers. I prefer PlayStation, therefore Xbox must be failing. Only the most reasonable and sound logic. Either way, let's continue on. What happened when we moved to PS4? This PC nonsense I would absolutely be fine with if we knew that Sucker Punch are making a new game after 4 long years. How did we get games so quickly on PS3, PS2, PS1 when it was massively unique hardware that took a long time to separately learn and figure out? How come when PS4 and PS5 came along, their open and easy PC or x86 architecture, game development got more complicated? Okay, here we go, 3 more paragraphs, good God. How are you still in business when this gen you have released hardly any current gen only games that we will buy in the millions, but we can't because you won't release any, or you won't give us a single update on why? Being a PlayStation fan has been so frustrating this gen, and it was so clear when in 2021 you barely announced any new games coming. Herman Huist, I don't know, whatever, and Jim Ryan have ruined the platform and what it stood for. But well done. Those few thousand sales of Ghost of Tsushima on PC should be so worth it, and 100% feasible. You won't need to lay off anyone else ever again, and in 10 years time it won't even have sold the units on PC what the game did on PS4 in just 72 hours. But please, keep doing absolutely nothing for your brand and wasting resources, money, and developer time. So that guy went on a whole tangent, and I mainly want to cover that last paragraph. The rest of it I either kind of agree with, or I don't really have an idea about it. I wish I could answer why their game production has slowed down so much. I genuinely don't know if it's because it's harder to make games, or if they're complacent. I'm not sure, whatever. What really caught my eye about that whole thing was when he said a few thousand sales of Ghost of Tsushima on PC. My guy, I'm pretty sure the only PlayStation game on PC that sold less than 100,000 copies was Astro's Playroom. And given the insanely high demand for Ghost of Tsushima, especially since it has crossplay with PS4 and 5, I would bet that it's gonna sell over 1 million copies. Although, you know what? You're probably right about one thing. The game will probably not sell as many copies on PC as it did on PS4 in the first 72 hours. Do you want to know why? Because the game has been out for 4 years. No duh, re-releasing it a few years later on a different platform isn't gonna garner as many sales. Also, I just have to know, how is this a waste of developer time? You do know that Sucker Punch isn't the one doing the port, right? It's Nix's. And if anything, like a lot of people have been saying, this PC port means we might get the announcement for a Ghost of Tsushima 2 soon. So just look on the bright side, man. Brighter days are ahead. Although this next guy doesn't seem to think so. This was the last straw, PlayStation. You clearly do not want me as a customer with your decisions. What else? Stellar Blade PC release in June? Probably at this point. I do not know why you copy last place Microsoft strategy. I will be buying a Switch 2, which is a real console compared to PlayStation, unfortunately, and Xbox. I am gonna sell my PS5 later. I look forward to your demise. Uh-oh, we got a pony on his anime supervillain arc. This guy's acting like Jim Ryan just insulted him in front of, like, the entirety of the E3 audience. RIP, by the way. Like, Jesus Christ, they're bringing trophies to PC so you look forward to their demise. Chill out, dude. It's not that big of a deal. Also, again, this guy is just like MBG. Why would they copy last place Microsoft strategy? Maybe it's because despite them being last in console sales, Microsoft is one of the top 5 for revenue, and that's all that companies care about. But hey, what do I know? Also, I love that he said the Switch 2 is a real console compared to the PlayStation and Xbox. So, 2 things. 1, no, the Switch 2 is not real. It hasn't been confirmed or anything. At this point, we might be having the Switch 1 until 2040 or something, I don't know. But then on top of that, I love the implication that the only thing that makes a console a real console is it forcing you to buy it for specific games. The logic of these people is so ass backwards, it's crazy. Speaking of which, next comment. No mention of a PlayStation Plus subscription for Windows PC players or a removal of the requirement for PS4 and PS5 players. PlayStation isn't joined up. No respect for your console players. I have serious doubts I'll be investing in a PS5 Pro or 6. Yes, of course, let's make it so that PC players have to pay for online. Because, you know, that's definitely not one of the biggest benefits to PCs, that you don't have to pay for it. Look, I agree, console players should not have to pay for online. But don't drag us down with you, come on. That's just petty. Speaking of petty, next comment. Canceled my PS Plus subscription and will now purchase purchase my games on Steam since I already have a great gaming PC. Thank you for making your console irrelevant and the literal worst place to play your own first-party games. I won't pay you a single cent, let alone $80 a year, to be able to play Ghost of Tsushima, Legends, or Helldivers 2. Wait, so let me get this straight. You have a great gaming PC where you can play all your games even better than you can on the PS5, yet you're salty that they're putting their games on PC and you can play it in a better form. Am I the only one seeing a problem with this logic? Who knows, maybe I have to snort more copium and kill more brain cells before I can understand this. Honestly, I might have to go as far as to say that people might be more salty over the trophies going to PC than the actual game itself. Like, this is crazy. And finally, we've got one more to end on, and this comes from a guy named Pro Gamer, so you know you can trust his opinion. Useless move that will just make it easier for people to leave PlayStation and not look back. Great job, guys. You have been doing a great job at making the PS5 an unnecessary purchase. Again, oh no, I don't have to spend $500 on a box just to play a couple games. How terrible. Sony, how could you do this? Well, either way, I'm happy they're doing it. I'll definitely be picking the game up, and I'll be making a PlayStation account so I can get those trophies. Who knows, maybe I'll trigger some people in the process. Either way, with all that being said, that's gonna do it for this video. Apologies if my uploads have been a bit infrequent recently. I'm in the home stretch of school right now, and I mean, if you've been to school, you know how that is. Basically, I don't have as much time as I normally would, but after the first week of May is done, I will have all the time in the world over the summer. So don't worry, we're almost through the slight content drought. So yeah, anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Be sure to join us every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for Salt streams, and I will catch you all next time.